Hello, 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 and welcome to episode number 105 of a Teen Talk Gaming podcast. My name is Van Gogh, and I hope you guys are all doing very, very, very well. This week was so chaotic, so dramatic. I feel like 5 million things happened, and the week went by so slow and so fast at the same time. It was just one of those weeks. But the day that I am uploading this is the 31st of January, and so 1 month, 1/12 kind of 2026 is already over, and I think it's a good thing. I feel like it's a good omen, maybe. And certainly a lot of things went wrong, a lot of things went well in January, but I'm so happy that January is over. I think it's going to be a really new start in February. So, yeah, I hope you guys are all feeling the same about a new month, a new start, new rejuvenation, maybe after all the chaos of the first month of January. Let me think, what else? Make sure you guys follow, share, and like a Teen Talk Skating podcast because that is what they told me to say to you. Follow, share, and like a Teen Talk Skating podcast. I should probably say that at the very beginning, shouldn't I? And yes, I have not made a new intro theme song yet. I'm very, very sorry. I don't even know if I can get GarageBand on my iPad anymore and make this stuff. I don't know. I need to figure out like what I want, and I'm gonna put it on my checklist this weekend probably to do. And I hope I'll get it done. It would be good to get it done for the Olympics. That is something I do want to do, to get a new intro done before the Olympics start. So I'm sorry that the past few episodes, since like episode like 101, I think, hasn't had an intro and program of the week stuff. But oh well, what can you do? Yeah, let's head over to our program of the week this week. Okay, guys, so our program of the week this week is from a big jumper, and this comes from Midori Ito and her 1989 World's Free Skate to a classical rock and concerto number one for piano by Frank Mills. This is such a fun, not fun, but explosive program. When you think Midori Ito, you think explosive jumps, and of course, that magnificent triple axel, the first woman to land that at the Olympics in 92. But this performance, I believe this is the first triple axel at a world competition in 1989. But Midori Ito here, so strong, so powerful. She starts off her jumps with a triple lutz that she really holds the opening edge for kind of a long time, skating on one foot, doesn't put the other foot down until she puts the toe pick down, launches herself in the air, and then I love how every single jump in this program, when she lands it, there's the biggest like shock on her face, biggest surprise, as if she didn't think she was gonna land it. Big jumps. They are flying. The triple axel in this program, she hangs on to it like she needed it to live. Like it's crazy how well she hangs on to that triple axel. Um, all the other jumps are very nice in this program. Very nice flow through them. Again, big jumps, so fast, so big. They go flying through the air, and it's such an impressive program. Jump wise, artistically, I think there is a few very nice elements in this program. It starts off kind of fast, the middle section is slow, then fast at the end again. For example, before the triple loop in this program, there's this very nice, very short but very nice spread eagle into it, and then into the triple loop, which is beautiful. There is a few more kind of step sequencey moments. There's this moment in the choreography where she kind of goes into a spiral, then she kind of goes into a mini Ina Bauer, and then another beautiful spiral, and those 10 seconds of choreography in that very soft section in the middle of the program are very fun to watch, very elegant, very nice to watch. And then she starts again with the jump. She does a triple in the second half of this program like it's nothing. She does a triple toe, and that kind of thing like could still compete technically today. This kind of program could still compete technically today. Of course, the jumping with the combinations and more spins and sequences would have to change, but that kind of jumping could still compete with so many today on that technical side. The spins in the program are beautiful too. And then at the very end of the program, she's heading into her last spin. You can see her smiling throughout the entire scratch spin. Like she knows that she did it. She knows that she got all the jumps done. She got everything she wanted. Beautiful, beautiful scratch spin, beautiful music, just great fun, explosive, but also elegant skating. So this is kind of one of those multifaceted programs where you kind of see the angles of all different skiers. And so I really enjoyed it. So go check it out after you watch this episode. Midori Ito and her 1989 World's Free Skate to a Classical Rock and Concerto Number 1 for Piano by Frank Mills. Let's head over to our main episode. Okay, guys, our main episode this week has to do with the 2026 Four Continents Figure Skating Championships, which notably is the last competition before we start reviewing the Olympics next week, which is super duper exciting. As I am speaking right now, the Olympics are about to start in 1 week, and that is absolutely crazy to me because I literally remember sitting here on this same chair recording episode, I don't know, 70 or something in August and talking about la 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 la. And I remember, thinking like, oh, the Olympics are so far away. But now this season has gone by so, so fast. Such a fast, quick season, I feel like. And we're already at the Olympics literally next week. But before that, we, of course, have to discuss the competition here, the 2026 Four Continents Figure Skating Championships. You'll notice that I did not, unfortunately, get enough there was no space to really put a preview episode for these Four Continent Championships, and so I'm only doing a review episode. But if you would like to hear my review of its kind of sister competition, the European Figure Skating Championships, I recorded that and uploaded it last week. So go check out episode 104. But we'll talk about the 2026 Four Continents Figure Skating Championships, which were held in Beijing, China, which I think is truly kind of fun and it's symbolic in a way. The last Olympics in 2022 were in Beijing, of course. Now we're back here, the competition right before the Olympics. Four Continents is in Beijing. And we started this season for the seniors kind of in Beijing as well, where we had the Road to Milano trophy. And so everything is kind of tying back to Beijing, the Olympics, the Road to Milano to get qualification for the Olympics there. So yeah, I do want to note that Four Continents in an Olympic year is always poignant in a sense, but it's always a great competition. Because it is so close to the Olympics, the scheduling of the Four Continent Championships, a lot of countries don't end up sending their top skaters because they would rather prepare them for the Olympics just a week later. Obviously, some countries still did send their top skaters that are still going to the Olympics, but that was mostly the case for countries like Japan and the United States who did not send all of their Olympic team skaters to these Four Continent Championships. I also would like to note that there was so much blue tone in this arena. I really liked it. It was kind of calming in a sense. Everything in it, the arena just looked blue and blue and blue and blue. The backgrounds are all blue and like nice soft blue. I don't know, it was interesting. And I also like to note that they kind of had weird scheduling. The ice dance event and the women's event finished like before the men's event even started. And then it went women dance and then pairs dance women and then men pairs men. I think it went. So it was a really strange kind of structure. It went from Wednesday to Sunday somehow still. I don't know, it was kind of a strange structure. That's what I would say about this particular competition, this Four Continents. But enough complaining, not complaining, enough commenting on the weird scheduling of this competition. Let's head towards the results. Okay, people, let's start off with, of course, the men's competition. Let me think. Where do I want to start? Okay, we'll start. Let's see. Where is a good start? I think we'll start in 10th place, question mark, question mark. Yeah, let's start in 10th place. Okay, in 10th place overall was Mr. Liam Kapikis of the United States. He was here as an alternate. Jason Brown withdrew from these championships, and Liam Kapikis filled his spot. 12th place in the short program here at the championships. He did have kind of a step out on that triple axel in the short program. His free skate, much, much better, with the 10th place for 10th overall. And again, a couple mistakes, a quarter on the triple lutz, but it wasn't too many big mistakes. It was a pretty decent score for Liam Kapikis overall, a really nice skater. I do enjoy watching Liam Kapikis skating. There's something very classic about his style of skating, something very, I don't know, kind of fun in his style of skating. I don't know, just very, I don't know, very classic, kind of fun, older style American skating, I guess. I don't know, something I like about Liam Kapikis skating. Okay. In ninth place from Canada was Roman Sadowski in the men's event. This was a really sad but good. Roman Sadowski, unfortunately, not going to the Olympics, not able to get that redemption from the Olympics after the last time he went to the Olympics, and unfortunately did not qualify to the free skate there. So this year he won't be going to the Olympics. Unfortunately, it is Steven Gogolev of Canada going instead. But this was a pretty good championships, four continents for Roman Sadowski, ninth in the short program. Couple errors, unfortunately, on the triplets, and then a fall, unfortunately, in the step sequence, which is just the worst kind of fall someone could have. But he was also ninth place in the free skate with a fall on his opening quad style, pop single axle. But he did get that second quad style done with a really good Jewy on it, and that's what we like to see. Even if he fell on that first quad style, he still got a really good Jewy on that second one in combination with the double axle. I don't know if this is Roman Sadowski's last competition. I think he's kind of headed towards it. I believe that he is kind of retiring at least soon, maybe. We'll have to see for sure. If it is really his last competition, it's been a great pleasure to see his skating and so many nice moments of clean lines and extension over the years from Roman Sadowski. That's what I'll remember Roman Sadowski skating for. Okay. Okay. Next from that, in eighth place is a skater who is retiring, and that is Tomoki Hiwatashi. Or wait, not wait. I messed up. Okay, never mind. In eighth place is another American skater that I completely got wrong. In eighth place is actually Jacob Sanchez. He was 11th here in the short program. Slight error on that triple lutz, triple toe, but the rest of the program was fairly clean. Jacob Sanchez, very much the youngster of Team USA, very much looking towards the future of this sport. He was also seventh in the free skate for eighth overall. Clean program, the only major error being a little bit negative Jewy on that triple flip double toe combination. But I believe this is a new personal best. This is a new personal best for him, which is really good. Really nice to see. Uh, nice to see him achieve that. So really good for Jacob Sanchez. Okay. Okay, now actually in eighth place overall. No, actually in what am I saying? I went from eight. Okay, actually in seventh place overall is Tomoki Hiwatashi. This was his last competition here for him. He was eighth in the short program with a clean skate. A little bit error on that triple Lutz triple toe as well. In the free skate, he was eighth there for seventh overall. This free skate was fairly clean, just a popped quad toe into a triple toe, and then slight negative on the triple Lutz Euler triple flip. But this was a really good performance to go out of. I believe he said in an interview that it was just about having fun, and I think that's really what mattered to Tomoki Hiwatashi here. Again, another nice skater with a really nice career, really built it up this particular season. It was great to see him skate as well. And yeah, he had a retirement speech kind of in the kiss and cry. And yeah, very, poignant, very sad to see such a big star, but a very good career for Tomoki Hiwatashi. Okay, let's talk about the top six at these championships. In sixth place, from the home country, the home skater here was Boyang Jin of China. You know him. We've talked about him so much on this podcast. A clean short program for him. Maybe not the technical, capability with the quad less that we've seen earlier in his career, but every year he's been able to kind of come back. Some years has been really good, some years not, but this clean short program was a good one to watch. He was sixth place in the free skate for sixth place overall. This was actually a clean free skate, just very, very close at the top of this competition. Just super close scores. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't give him, a little bit more maybe. Didn't have all the quads maybe, just had two of them, but they were both done fairly clean. And so oh well. But on the technical side, should be very proud of himself, Boyang Jin, for this performance. Again, another skater going to the Olympics. Not sure if it's his last Olympics. He's been to this this next one will be his third already, but a good skater as well over after all these years. Okay, in fifth place overall was Mikhail Shidorov of Kazakhstan. This was a result. This was a good one. I think this was a pretty decent result. I think his best result all season actually for Shidorov. A fairly clean stroke program, just a bit of an error on the landing of the triple axel, but very good Julie on the triple lutz, triple toe, and the quad toe, or the quad lutz, quad toe, and quad lutz, triple toe, quad toe. Okay. Okay. Then he dropped to, let's see, he was second in the free skate. He was second in the free skate for fifth overall. This free skate was also pretty clean. Just again, another step out on the triple axel, but he got the quad lutz done, he got the quad toe done, and he got the second quad toe done as well. So, and then he got a repetition call on a triple axel, but that triple axel was clean. And yeah, he would have wanted, I think he was probably going for that iconic triple axel Euler quad style combination in the beginning of the program, but he couldn't get it off. But still a really good performance from Mikhail Shidorov for fifth place overall. This next result breaks my heart so much, and that is in fourth place, Kazuki Tomono. Oh, I like it devastates my heart. It breaks my heart so bad because Kazuki Tomono is such a talented skater, and this season he's kind of, not the most consistent skater, not the best results when they really matter. Usually one good skate. This short program is so much fun. He had a pretty clean short program, just a little bit error on the combination cement at the very end of the program for second in that program. In the free skate, he was fifth place in the free skate for fourth overall. He got all the quads done, just not done cleanly. The quad toe, double toe had a little bit of error trying to get that double toe off. That quad sal also had a bit of error landing it, but the rest of the program was done clean. And the components in this program are so well done. The interpretation of it, like I really do wish that, it was clean, clean, clean. He was only, let me see, he was only about 1.5 points from the podium. So close. He has said that he is going to continue skating next season, and so that's what I'm very happy to see, because he's a star skater, and I think Kazuki Tomono needs to show. I want to see more. I feel like he really could win an Olympic medal one day. I really do think so. His skating keeps on getting better, in my opinion. The art side of it, it's so good. Yeah. Kazuki Tomono in fourth place. Let's talk about our podium. Our podium in third place was Sota Yamamoto of Japan, who had a very clean short program, very clean, very excellently done in the technical side of things, a little lower components than his teammates. A third place in the free skate was fairly good as well. A popped triple sal into a or popped quad sal into a triple sal, and then he had to get a double sal instead of a triple sal on the combination because of that. And so he definitely would have wanted, to land that quad and then triple later. But oh well, still a really good score. I believe this is also his best result all season. So really good to see that from Sota Yamamoto. Okay, these top two scores are gonna be these top two placements are a little controversial. I feel this is one of those results that was so close that you could really have put it either way and people would have still gotten upset. And in second place here from South Korea, Junwon Cha, who in the short program was actually in sixth place. He had a fall on the triple lutz triple loop combination, unfortunately, and then a quarter on the triple axel. And then in his free skate, Jinwon Cha was actually first place with just the clean program. This was his comeback with the Ballad para un Loco program, which is a magnificent program for him to skate to. And this program was pretty clean. The only error, instead of a triple flip, triple loop, he just got a triple flip single loop done, unfortunately. And that really was, along with the fall in the short program, the other error, kind of what unfortunately prevented him from the first place. And so he was second overall. And then the skater in first place here at this combination at the competition was Kalmiera, who started off this season a few struggles and then kind of got stronger and stronger. He's going to the Olympics. This competition kind of proves why he is the third place man to send to the Olympics in Japan. Kalmiera, he was first here with a clean short program. And then he was not first in the free skate. He was actually fourth in the free skate. Couple errors here: the quad loop a step out, the quad toe a step out, triple axel Euler, double sal instead of a triple sal. But otherwise, it was a really pretty good skate. He didn't pop any of those four quads that he was planning, and so that's what really left him in first place overall, was probably the short program lead over Juwon Cha. But this was a really close competition here. The top two skaters were separated by 0.11 points. So it really could have gone either way. Obviously, both of them made mistakes. Jiwon Cha had a really good free skate. Kalmira had that very good short program. I do see why people think, Jiwon Cha should have maybe won overall, but I think the short program mistakes are really what unfortunately left him off of the first place here. But you really could say either way. It's only 0.11 points. You could have flipped a coin and said, yes, it's this one, or yes, it's the other one. So anyway, kind of a close result, but your top three men here at the Four Continents were Shota Yamamoto in third place, Jinwon Cha in second place, and Kalmira in first place. Okay, so after the men's competition, of course, we have the women's competition, and my tabs are not loading because I don't know. But this women's competition was a really good competition. I feel like I loved this competition from the women's, and I feel like there were so many good skates here, so many kind of redemptive skates, so many highlights in the terms of the skates we got. It was really good. It was a really good competition in my personal opinion, which is always correct, as we all know. Okay, let's think. Where am I gonna start? I think I'll also start from 10th place down with this competition, just cause honestly, I don't know, just cause I want to. Okay, let's start in 10th place down. In 10th place from skating from home, skating in her home country was Ruiyang Jing of China here. She was 11th in the short program. A little bit of an error on her triple sal, triple toe combination, but she got it off done. And then in the free skate, let's see, she was 8th in the free skate for 10th overall. Again, a couple of errors here. Triple loop had a quarter call on it. But otherwise it's a pretty good skate. Not the no Dewey given on the double axle Euler triple sal. But otherwise, a pretty good skate from her. She's a new skater on the senior ranks. I think this is her first senior season. She did qualify the spot for China back at the Road to Milano Trophy, and she'll be going to the Olympics for China, which is really really exciting, obviously. And so yeah, a new youngster on the ranks competing for China here, and 10th overall at her first four continents, which is in her home country too, which is a good result to have. Okay. In ninth place overall was Sofia Samadelkina of Kazakhstan, who had a couple errors in the short program, an unclear edge on that triple lutz, an under rotation on the flip toe combination. And then in the free skate, she was 7th overall, but still 7th, but then remained 9th overall. Again, a couple errors here, the double axle, a little bit negative GOE, under rotations on the triple lutz and the triple flip, triple toe late in the program, two triple triples in the second half of the program. Unfortunately, both falling to under rotations, but otherwise, still a pretty good skate, and she'll be going to the Olympics as well. Let's see. In 8th place was Sarah Everhart of the United States. This season for Sarah Everhart has kind of been a little difficult on the international ranks. They have kind of been hammering down on under rotations. I feel like last season they weren't as strict, I feel like, with her under rotation calls, but this season they literally have been calling everything, like nothing has gone unchecked for Sarah Everhart. But Sarah Everhart here, she was 5th in the short program with a quarter call on her triple toe on her combo. And then she dropped down to 8th overall with an 11th place free skate, a quarter call on the triple toe again, under rotation, unclear edge, triple flip, a single loop, a double loop, or a single loop, a double sal, and a quarter call on another triple lutz. And so yeah, it was those two pops, the loop and the sal, that did bring her score down. But again, a couple, under rotation calls that they maybe in the past, in my opinion, they haven't called them before, but this season they be like, no, Sarah Everhart, which is a shame because I do enjoy her skating. I really do think she is the next generation, I feel like, of US skaters, and she's developing every season her artistry as well. So I love to see Sarah Everhart do really good. Yeah. Okay. In seventh place overall, this is a story to note. That is Gabrielle Delman of Canada coming back from injury. She was a gold medalist in the team event in 2018 Olympics. She couldn't make the 2022 Olympics. Injury, comeback, surgeries, eating disorders, unfortunately. But she has a story to watch out for. This short program was a fourth place short program. It was clean. The best short program she's probably ever delivered in the past. I don't know, since 2018 probably. It's a really good short program for her. She was fourth in the short program. A couple of struggles in the free skate. She was 10th in the free skate for 7th overall. Really needed these jumps here, unfortunately. The triple lutz, triple toe into a double toe, the double loop, unfortunately, the triple toe, double axle, single axle, and then a double lutz in the program as well. But the rest of the jumps here, the single, triple toe by itself, the triple flip were done really well. And this was a pretty good comeback for Gabrielle Dielman internationally, at least at the championship level. And so, kind of be interesting to see if she continues her career. She's had such a long career, lots of struggles, but this was a competition to be proud of for sure for Gabrielle Dielman. In sixth place overall was Jia Shin of South Korea, who was actually 14th in the short program. A really unfortunate short program, a fall under rotation on the triple lutz and a fall on the triple flip, so she couldn't get a combo down in the short program. But she came back like it was nothing in the free skate. She was fifth place in the free skate. The only major error she made was an under rotation and a fall on the triple loop, but she really went for everything. She went for everything she could, and the jumps she got clean done had really good GOE on them. So that really did make up for the 14th short, fifth in the free for sixth overall, and a very nice comeback for Jia Shin of South Korea. Moving up from sixth place overall is another South Korean skater, and that is Hagen Lee, who was fifth overall at this event. A couple errors in the short program for. Wait, let me see. Let me find the short program for her. A couple errors in the short program for Han Lee. Just a quarter caught on the triple toe in her combo, a quarter caught on the triple flip, and an unclear edge on her combo as well. And then in the free skate, she was sixth place for fifth overall. Again, a couple underrotation calls here. The underrotation on the loop, the pop double lutz, underrotations on the flip, both flips, unfortunately. But still a really good program for Han Lee for a fifth place finish overall. In fourth place overall is Brady Tennell of the United States, who I adore so much this season for having such an epic comeback, really showing what she's able to do. She was fourth overall with the seventh place short program, did get an unclear edge on the lutz, under rotation on the triple toe in the short, but the free skate, fourth in the free skate with a really decent free skate here, under rotation on the triple toe, quarters on the flip and the lutz, unfortunately. But otherwise, just clean. She is kind of known, I remember, back in that 2018 to 2020 class, she was kind of known for being very stable, never really popping her jumps. This is a good example of that. She does not pop. Yes, under rotations do happen, but she's an excellent, reliable skater, and I really do think Brady Tennell is a really good skater. And honestly, I don't know if I would have placed her in third here. There's kind of arguments or everything. Yes, the under rotations did come into play here, but I think she's a really excellent skater. I honestly think maybe the component side was where they could have given her a little bit more points, and I don't know. I think she should have broken 200. She was at 199.37. So I think she should have broken 200 at least, but I am not the judge, unfortunately. I'm never the judge at these things. Okay, these top three all come from the same country, and you know which country it is. It's Japan. In third place overall was Moni Chiba. She was third in the short program, did get a fall and under rotation on the triple lutz, and I think this is kind of where a little bit of controversy came up because of her placement. Yes, the rest of her jumps were done cleanly. Yes, the components were there, but I think a lot of people believe they should have dropped her a little bit more for that fall. In the free skate as well, there were a couple of issues for Moni Chiba. Just not the best skate. Under rotations on the sal and the flip, quarters on the triple lutz, the triple loop, and the double loop on the combo. And yeah, there were a lot of arguments on, Brady Snell should have placed third. The components for Moni Chiba were a lot higher in both programs, and the GOE earned on the clean jumps was a lot higher. And that's really where the judges, despite not maybe making more mistakes, the jumps that did not have mistakes on them were very, very cleanly done for Moni Chiba. In second place was Amy Nakai, the youngster from Japan, in her first senior season. Amy Nakai was first in the short program, hanged on for a triple axel like it was nothing. She was the Midori Ito of this competition here. Really hung on to that triple axel, didn't make a fall on anything on it, but she hung on with a little bit of negativity on there. In the free skate, Amy Nakai was second place. She did fall on the triple axel in the free skate attempt, unfortunately, and then an unclear edge on the flip, and then a quarter on the triple loop. But otherwise, it was a pretty decent program for Amy Nakai, but it was second overall because in first place overall, really the competition of her life was Yuna Aoki, which is why I'm so happy to talk about this. Her programs are excellent, excellent, excellent. Yuna Aoki was second place in the short program with a new personal best. Triple Lutz, triple loop was stunning. Double axel, triple flip. Everything was there. Everything was there for Yuna Aoki. In the free skate, she was also so excellent. First place free skate to La La Land. Everything was clean here except a quarter call on the triple flip at the very end of the program. But otherwise, very excellent, very clean for Yuna Aoki. Just a great program from Yuna Aoki. I think I will remember this program for a very long time. This wonderful, beautiful, beautiful La La Land. So well performed, and she was so happy when she won. She actually placed above both Monet Chiba and Amy Nakai, who are both of them are going to the Olympics. Yuna Aoki, unfortunately, not making the Olympics. She's alternate around this time around, but this was a performance to really, I don't know, throw the boat out of the water kind of thing. Like, it was so good to see this La La Land. She was so shocked at the score, so happy when she found out she won, and she deserves it all. Yuna Aoki, I will remember this performance, and she won by a solid, like, 2 points, which is really good. And so this women's event, one to remember. For the Japanese women's sweep, third place was Moni Chiba. Second place was Amy Nakai, and first place was none other than Yuna Aoki, one of my favorites, and she's so good. She deserves everything in the whole entire world. I will remember that La La Land for a very long time. Okay, a very interesting competition in the pairs event. It was kind of like Europeans where like it kind of went as I expected, but at the same time it didn't go as I expected. And so I think that was kind of the, I don't know, break within me. I'm like, okay. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Okay, people. I'm gonna talk about fifth place down at this competition. So in fifth place was the team from China here, a pair team from China, Jiang Zhang and Yi Han Huang. They were fourth overall with wait, that does not make sense. Wait, I didn't want to start with them. I want to start with fifth place. Okay, in fifth place was Kelly Ann Laurent and Lucas Etier of Canada. Sorry, they were fifth place in the strip program with a clean skate in this strip program. And then they were also fifth place in the free skate with a couple more mistakes there on the side by side jumps. Triple Sal unfortunately had a fall on it, and then double axle, single axle, double axle, a little bit negative GE, that they didn't want, but it was still a pretty good, clean program, aside from those few small mistakes on the side by side jumps. But yeah, fifth overall for Laurent Etier here of Canada. Okay. The top Canadian pair here, actually. Okay, now in fourth place was Jiang Zhang and Yi Han Huang of China. I believe they're a newer team, a younger team. I don't pay attention to pairs that much. I'm sorry. They had a fairly clean skate, just an error on the flying combination spins here in the show program for fourth. And then they were second in the free skate with a pretty excellent free skate. Again, the errors came from, unfortunately, the side by side jumps here, the triple toe, single axle, double axle, under rotated on that last jump, and then a triple sal with a little bit of negative GOE on it. But it was still a pretty good program from both of them for second in the free skate. Okay, in third place here is a really rising star team that I think a lot of people should be paying attention to because I really do think they can make a big impact maybe on the next quad, on the next few years in Paris figure skating, and that is from Japan, Yuna Nagaoka and Sumitada Moriguchi. They were second in the short program with a fairly clean skate, an error on the flying combination spin for them as well. And then they were third in the free skate for third overall, a quarter on the double axel, or the triple loop double axel on that second double axel actually. And then the triple south throw, unfortunately, with a fall on it. But if they hadn't had that fall on the triple south throw, they would have broke 200 for sure. And they are a team that has done that before. I think at NHK Trophy it was, or a really good competition back in the fall. That was a really excellent one to watch. I do think they are a team to watch out for. Their overall score was 197.46 here. That is definitely not something to cough at all. I feel like there are a lot of teams in the Paris field that this might be their last Olympics coming up. I do think that, they're a younger team. I feel like they could really take that Paris, take some of that impetus or something. Yeah, I don't know what that meant. Okay. In second place overall was the hometown. No, I don't think hometown. I don't know if they're from Beijing, but home country skaters, the Olympic champions back in Beijing, and that is Wenjing Sui and Kong Han. Sui and Han are such good skaters. They're such good skaters. They were first in the short program with just an amazing skate. This was a top tier skate from them in the short program. They were fourth in the free skate for second overall. A couple mistakes here again. Side by side jumps are just terrible in the world of Paris figure skating, but a triple toe single axel and then a fall under rotation on the triple sal. And then the triple sal throw had a bit of a hand down or a step out, I believe, had to save that landing. But this is their first season back. We didn't even know they were gonna come back, and they just came back out of nowhere. And you gotta give props to them for being again still a top team in the world, even after so many. They've been off for 4 seasons. This is their season back, trying to go to the Olympics again, maybe trying to get a medal there again. Just good performances from Sui and Han. Really good team. Okay. Okay, and then the champions here are from the United States of America. Elisa Efimova, Misha Mitrofanov. They were third in the short program. Side by side triple toes had a bit of an error on them, but then they were first place in the free skate with a fairly clean free skate. The only major error being a downgraded triple toe loop for their side by side combination. But again, really good skating from them as well. Very unfortunate that they can't make the Olympics because of citizenship issues, but just a good overall pairs competition. I really do think, I believe they had an interview actually where they said they were going to try to keep on skating until 2030, the 2030 Olympics, and hopefully citizenship issues will be resolved then. But it would be very interesting to see how that would all play out. But in the parachute here, it was third overall for the Japanese team of Yuna Nagaoka and Sumitada Moriguchi. Second overall from the Chinese team of Sui and Han. And first overall for the United States team of Efimova and Mitro Vanov. And so, yeah, that was pairs. Can you tell I don't really pay attention to pairs? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, lastly, let's talk about ice dance. I think it's just always good to see more ice dance. I would say this ice dance wasn't it wasn't as chaotic, and I think I think that was a good thing. I think that was a good thing for a lot of people, including myself, because who needs ice dance to be chaotic when you already have so many chaotic disciplines? When you watch ice dance and it's the last kind of competition for you, like you don't want to talk about chaotic stuff in ice dance. That's terrible. Okay, we're gonna talk from sixth place down. In sixth place is the Korean team. Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot get my tabs open. But in sixth place was the Korean team of Hannah Lim and Ye Kwan from South Korea. They were seventh in the rhythm dance. They did have unfortunate errors on their twizzles from Ye Kwan, who did get a base level on his twizzle, unfortunately, and the negative GW for the both of them combined together. They had a very redemptive free dance here, a clean free dance for them. Really high GW. Again, the twizzles were the element that had lower GW, wasn't the most impressive element in their program, but everything else in the program, lots of good high GWs on their choreographic sequence moves, for example, good GW on their lifts, for example. So a really good overall score a placement of 6 here for Lim and Kwan. Okay, and fifth place overall was the Australian team. I love them a lot. I really do enjoy the skates of this Australian team of Holly Harris and Jason Chan, who, let's see here, who were fifth in the rhythm dance, also had a little bit of struggle on their twizzles in the rhythm dance, but still had level 3 and level 4 respectively. And then they were sixth in the free dance, but remained in fifth overall with a clean skate. Their Claire de Lune free dance is excellent. I really do enjoy their Claire de Lune free dance. I think it's excellent. I think it's classical, it's classy, it's fun, but at the same time it's serious. It has this tone to it. I love the little choreographic, lift at the end where she's standing on him and he's just spinning her around. It's a good program from the Australian team of Harris and Chan. This is a really, I don't know, I really enjoy um this program from them. It's a really nice one. It's probably one of my favorite Claire Lune programs, and it's a good one to match their kind of more classical ice dance that they haven't gone for before. They had it last season, and I'm so glad they're gonna do it at the Olympics. Hopefully, they'll make it to the free dance at the Olympics, which would be really good to see. Okay, let's dock the top four now. In fourth place from Canada was the team of Alicia Fabry and Paul Iyer, who I really do enjoy. I like their programs a lot. They were fourth in the rhythm dance with a clean skate, and then they were fifth in the free dance, but fourth overall with another clean skate. I like Fabry and Iyer a lot. I really do hope they stick around for another quad. I really do see them, being the next kind of bigger Canadian ice dance team and kind of fitting in there. I really do enjoy their skating. I think it's good. It's fun skating. I don't know. They have a fun connection with each other. I feel like they just have the most wholesome friendship. Maybe like I don't know. I really enjoy their skating. I don't know. They were fourth here, and so I hope that just gives some good omens going into, the next few seasons. They will not be unfortunately be attending the Olympics, but I really do think if they stick around for another quad and impress us further, I really like their skating, and you got to think that maybe they can keep on going with that. Hopefully. Okay, let's talk about the top three here. The top three teams all came from the US of A. In third place was the team of Una Brown and Gage Brown. They were third in the rhythm dance, really good. And then they were also they were second in the free dance, but third overall. Their Godfather free dance had a huge uproar. I feel like at nationals, it was super impressive at nationals, and a lot of people loved it. Seeing it at nationals, and so I'm glad that they were able to perform it again here in Beijing in China. Yeah, really good score. I believe this is a new personal best for them overall as well. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is their new personal best. Personal best. Yeah, this is their new personal best. So really good to have that bronze medal here at Fort Collins. So really good. In second place was the team of Caroline Green and Michael Parsons. I love this team. I love this team so much. So devastated they're not making it to the Olympics. I'm so devastated. I think I talked about their program for Program of the Week last week, and I was very very audibly frustrated and sad for Caroline Green, Michael Parsons, but they were second here in the rhythm dance, and then they were third in the free dance, but still second overall. Couple levels could have been higher on the 1 foot steps, and then the dance step, the diagonal steps, but still a good program. They're unique. They have a different style. Like just I need them to give the U.S. another ice dance spot for the Olympics. I want to see Green and Parsons at the Olympics. I want to see them at the Olympics because they're a really good team. Okay, and first overall here, a team that is going to the Olympics is Amelia Zingis, Vadim Kolesnik. They were first in the rhythm dance here with a really good skate. Didn't break 80, very close to 80 in that skate. And then they were first in the free dance as well with a really good skate. They're Romeo and Juliet, a very unique interpretation of Romeo and Juliet, of course. Was very fun and interesting to see as well. But they are going to go to the Olympics. They kind of came here as the predicted winners, and they did indeed deliver when they needed to deliver. So good for Amelia Zingis, Vadim Kolesnik for them. And so yeah, your top three here, all from the U.S. Caroline or Una Brown, Gage Brennan in third, Caroline Green, Michael Parsons in second, Amelia Zingis, Vadim Kolesnik in first place. And that is the end of the Four Continent Figure Skating Championships. And I hope you enjoyed that. But that is the end of January for this podcast, okay? And after January, in the month of February, every competition or every episode, not competition, every episode is about the same competition, and that is the 2026 Milano Cortina Winter Olympic Games. And I am so excited because February is just Olympics content. We have been waiting for this moment as figure skating fans for 4 years since the last Olympics. We've grown up with this quad. We've watched this quad. We've seen, skaters like Ilya Malinin rise up. We've seen skaters like Alyssa Liu make their big comebacks. I'm so excited to see the Olympics happening. I'm so excited to see skaters from around the world competing and sharing their passion for this sport because that's what these Olympics are all about. I'm so excited for them. And yeah, I can't wait, I can't wait to see these Olympics. They're going to be so much fun. I feel like I hope we have a lot of good memories from them. But genuinely, I'm still very shocked that in 1 week it's happening. In 1 week, we are going to the Olympics in Milano. I'm not going, I'm staying at home and watching it from my couch. But in 1 week, the figure skating world will all be tuned in into that arena in Turin, and we're gonna watch and we're gonna have to see what happens. I think the arena is in Milan this year too. Yeah, I think the arena is in Milan. It's the Mediolanum Forum, I think. But anyway, so yeah, stay tuned. Next week, February 7th, I'll be releasing my Olympics preview. The 14th, I'll be talking about the team event and ice dance event. The 21st, I'll be talking about the men, pairs, and women's event. And then the 28th, I will be talking about my overall kind of review of these Olympics and all the chaos. And the Olympics are going to be amazing, as I've said, for the past 2 minutes. But thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Team Game podcast. I hope you enjoyed talking or listening up to me talking about the 2026 Four Continents Figure Skating Championships in Beijing. But I will see you next week in Milano Cortina in Italy for a preview of the Olympics. Who do I think is going to win the men's, the women's, the pairs, the ice dance? Who do I think is going to win? You'll have to find out next week. Yay. Bye-bye.